reporter no in Parliament currently, Speaker Amakwan said on Thursday the CI should be laid, subject to some between the minister and the subsidiary legislation committee, and you would see, but it's clear. Say on Thursday the LI will be laid. 21 days later it becomes law. What now do you expect as an association? Say the minister should sit down with you people and agree on a plan, or what do you expect now?
No, thank you very much. I think that the subsidiary legislative committee should be able to delay this, because we've sent petition to Parliament. Okay. We've petitioned the Speaker. We've petitioned to the Select Committee on Trade.
On trade, yes.
We've petitioned the Minister himself. And it is only important now they should give us a hearing and hear what we say. And we are just not speaking as businesses. We are speaking, some of us speak as experts in the industry. Yes. And we are citizens, so they need to listen to us. So let them give us a hearing and let us explain our side of the point. Aside what we have written on the letter, there are practical things that we can do. And then we can know wherever we stand different. Because clearly in principle, we know that we can achieve whatever we want to achieve without necessarily putting an LIRS, because it's a liberalized trade system. And to be able to come out with this means that you are giving too much authority, to one particular individual, whoever that person is, to be able to decide what should be brought into this country and what should not be brought into this country. And like I said, from 1960 till date, if you do various studies of economics on this, history on this, you realize that it has never, any time this thing came up, it bred corruption. Any time it came up, it bred, some 2 ministers, even in the Nkrumah regime, were about to be jailed on this particular matter. So it is not as if this thing has succeeded in others so that we are trying to repeat it. That's number one, on one leg. Now, on the second leg, we want to explain to them. For instance, if I leave the studio and I hear Zoom Lion want to produce rice, and Zoom Lion calls, Zoom Lion does not need an LI unless there's an ulterior motive. It doesn't need an LI to be able to sell his rice. Let Zoom Lion call me and tell me, like, give me 3 buyers. I'm going to produce 100,000 metric tons of rice. But give me 3 buyers, this variety, this price. Let us sit down and argue and then talk and see whether they will have the buyers or do not have the buyers. I went to, in 2001, 2, 3, I worked with ICO. And we used to take money, loans, now the ICO farmers. And the ICO farmers will be able to, will produce we agree before they produce, we agree on the price, plus or minus. And then the amount of more loans, loans are interest free. Then they will go and produce. Then we will now go and take the rice to Nasir Rice Mill, mill it and pack it. I am the first person in the 2000s to have successfully instituted the standardization of locally produced rice, packaging and all that. I came up with a brand, Yemo Ghana Rice, Pride, Yemo. Google it, you will find it. And we launched it. The late Courage Kwashika came and launched it. Launched that product, and we started distributing. Why that product failed was because each time you launch and sell, the farmers are not able to maintain the supply. So the product goes out of the market, and then they have to wait another 6 months, and you have to relaunch. So it's like every time you have to relaunch, you are launching a new brand. And that is it. Then again, what also made it to fail, majority of the rice that was produced was from the north, and that those dynamics have not changed. We have 3 or sometimes we will put it like 4 production zones in the country. We have the irrigation, we have the lowlands, we have the uplands, and we have the hydromorphic zones. The hydromorphic zones are either between lowland or upland rice production areas. Now, when we look at these areas, 15% of the rice produced in this country is under irrigation. It hasn't since improved in any way. Yes. So the major irrigation companies producing, we have Pong, we have the Dowenya, we have Botanga, we have Aiko, we have Libga, and others. Dowenya water is lowland. They have to use light to pump the water to their farms. And it kept on having problems with them because light bill was a problem. And in that time, the light bill was a problem. How much more this time they are increasing light bill every 3 months? And to me succeed, the bulk of the rice that is produced in the north only have to be parboiled. 95% of rice produced in the north cannot be straight milled like white rice. And the taste of rice in Ghana is white rice. So Minister Senate LI cannot suddenly force you to eat brown rice. It has to take time. So the reason why when we normally people say and Nigeria banned rice and they succeeded because a bulk of the rice consumed in Nigeria is brown rice, and the rice they produce also is brown rice. It's not straight
but it has to take time. No, what can say? 1961, a similar attempt was made. From 1961 up until now, so time and so in the end up to time maybe.
Because governments have failed. When a government comes out with an LI like this,
yes,
me as an expert in that, I see that it's a failure of government, because the system itself, almost for LI called parliament and we are drinking Belacqua and all those waters, local water. Who drinks imported water?
But still people import water.
No, they import, but what percentage is it? Over 90% of us drink local water, and we become with those polysaccharide tie.
Yes.
Then we come out with the sachet water. Now we come with bottled water. Majority of the water produced in Ghana is what locally produced. We didn't put an LI because the water produced is affordable. Now we are talking about local chicken. The farmers are buying local chicken, day-old chicken, 13 cedis. They are selling when they feed the bird for 8 hours, for 4 weeks to 6 weeks. They sell 6 weeks. They sell it at 130 Ghana cedis. Me person say, those who are listening to us now, how many Ghanaians can buy one bird, 1.2 kilos, 130 cedis they beer to cook for their family? So the reason why that I cannot eat locally produced rice, locally produced chicken is that it's expensive.
It's ne boy a day.
And it is tastier than the imported one. And the government was able to do something so that these farmers can produce efficiently. Not a year down.
Yes.
No, but you don't need LI. Automatically the market would tilt to that area because
no, but the other point, Mr. Awuni, and so on is governments exist to solve problems, and governments solve problems through policy and legislation. I identify a problem. The problem and say the amount of dollars I spend as a country on imports. Now me bought 20 category of items beer. We spend close to $10.8 billion a year to bring them into this country. No government will sit down and watch that happen, and the only way to resolve that is to come up with a policy, come up with legislation.
No government, no government. Listen, I have always said, and I'm not a politician, I'm not interested in politics.
Yes.
But if it's a shame that over the years we haven't been able to do this, and now we are now trying to use the hand of the Lord to force this. If I was the Minister of Agriculture and I said, I don't need, give me 2-3 years and see whether I will not I won't use LI, but see whether I will not produce poultry in this country for them to consume. Ghanaians will consume.
Yeah, but the point is that while you are producing poultry in this country, you cannot have a system that says, you concentrate on producing poultry in this country, but our floodgates are open.
Listen,
it doesn't happen.
No. Listen, what you will do, and this is what you will do. Number one, that before I produce the poultry, if I were the Minister of Agriculture, let's just free consultancy I'm giving to the government. I would have number one called the poultry producers. I've identified the key poultry farmers.
Yes.
My stage one, I'll identify the key poultry farmers. I'll give them interest-free loans, like the World Bank has given to them now. I'll come back to that factor. Then, number two, I will ensure that I get good hatchers that will hatch the birds at low cost. Currently, when they buy a chicken from Cote d'Ivoire, it costs 13 Ghana cedis, day-old chicken. When they buy it from Morocco, it translates to 12 or 13 cedis. Holland, the same to 12 or 13 cedis. There even comes to a time that these poultry farmers cannot even find the day-old chickens to buy. Sometimes when they find the day-old chickens, and another issue rears up, that is the poultry feed. That's also very expensive. It comes to a time that they cannot even find maize or the feed to even feed them. Now, I will make sure that I make all that available, that the poultry farmer will not have to buy a day-old chicken at 13 cedis, because it will translate to a higher cost of producing that chicken. Now, the second thing is that I will identify the importers. I'll call all the importers of chicken and then meet with them and tell them, I am the Minister of Agric.
Yes.
My vision is that I want to improve the consumption of locally produced rice, locally produced chicken, marketing and consumption of locally produced chicken. So what do you think you will do to help me? Let them buy in. In development planning, we are taught that you don't force the thing on the people.
But are you
Let
saying, sir,
out.
it is too late to do what you are proposing?
That should have been done. It has not been done. You don't need to come out with legislation, because at the end of the day, importers can go back to Togo. Your borders are porous. Importers can go and sit down in Togo and then produce in Togo and let them buy from Togo and bring it to the market. Right now, most of the companies in Ghana manufacturing, they find it conducive to produce in Nigeria. They produce in Nigeria, they bring it through Cote d'Ivoire and bring it in. I've sent them some of the ministers, I've sent them clear cut, go to the market. If you use rice, you see French label rice in the Ghanaian market. How did they come in? How did they meet our level requirement?
But you seem to be worried about the LI. What can it be? Have you read the LI?
Listen, I'm saying that LI was picked up from 1961. I've read it. I know whatever they're talking about.
No, not the 1961 one. I'm talking about this one.
They pasted. If I read 1961, I know what is inside this LI. It's the same thing.
No, but how can it be the same?
Go and pick that document and read. I'm not somebody walking about that.
I know.
So I just go and pick the document and read and compare whether it's not word for word.
Okay, so what is in this LI we personally we are against? What is in the LI that you are against? Is it the power that the minister has to determine who imports, or what? What is in the LI?
In itself is wrong. It is trying to criminalize trade. It is trying to give a certain level of if you read quota system in economics,
yes,
quota system creates monopoly or oligopoly. And when monopoly comes in, it is the consumer that suffers, because the few producers, if it becomes oligopoly, the few producers determine the price. The consumer does not benefit.
What is criminal if I am a minister and I say, sir, currently our capacity for rice as a country is 30%. We have a gap of 70%. And that 70%, I am determining who and who can import that 70% into this country. If you want to be part of those importers, come and show me proof that you bought part of the 30% locally, and that you should be given the permit to also import part of the 70%. What's wrong with that?
The thing is that
what's criminal about that?
It is, listen, vote, simple vote, that we go and vote for people.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they are able to buy votes. Politicians buy our votes. Some also sell their votes.
Sure.
And we have heard, you people have reported that all over.
Sure.
If they can buy vote, that you just vote and then go your single vote, it may not make any effect. How much more a quota that can sustain your business forever? What shows that they won't sell those, they won't sell quotas? What shows that they won't sell quotas? So that is why economists say that don't deal with quota system, because it's a corrupt mechanism. Try rather, at the end of the day, try to let the people buy in. It is why, for instance, like I was coming out with a simple plan, and I don't want to give everything out to them for free.
They have to come and consult.
They should consult and pay, and they'll pay money.
Yeah.
But listen, if you come out and say that, for instance, you are an importer, and I'm the government, and then I say that I've linked you up to Samson Asake, who is my brother here.
Yes.
He's producing chicken,
yes,
or rice.
Yes.
Samson Asake, buy this rice from Obi.
Yes.
Buy rice from Samson
Asake.
Samson Asake, how much will you be selling the rice to Obi? We will agree that behind the scenes. They say that when I'll sell the rice to Obi, 200 cedis, Obi, how much will you sell it to the retailer? We will do that behind the office, because at the end of the day, we are protecting the interests of your consumer, your citizens.
Sure.
So when you do that and agree and say that what quantity, then Samson Asake could tell you this is the quantity that I can sell to you. Then at the end of the day, you sign an agreement, a trade agreement, and then Asake produces, you go and then you buy. But to come out with an LI like this, you haven't linked processors to producers, producers to marketers to processors. Nothing like that is done. And on the ground, I have some of the biggest producers of chicken who are even now opting out and writing letters to the Minister of Agri, saying they don't want to even be part of the phase 2 project of the planting for foods because they have seen a 95% failure. When you are coming with an LI like this, and then the people who are producing day-old chickens have not found the sale of the current price of day-old chickens 13 cedis as even expensive. But now they are selling day-old chickens at 36 cedis to the farmer. Thrice the current day-old chicken. And this is what you can take an LI to say that you want to succeed with this. How are you protecting your consumer?
Very well. Let me hear from your friend and then I'll come back. Asaki Awingobit. LI in question executive director ma exporters and importers. When you be a kind?
My kind pa.
What kind LI? Copy of the LI.
Oh, me was soft copy but I can send it to you.
Na so me number and na send them mama.
Oh, na so one business copy. You didn't
have
it.
What kind, you know?
You are a law student, so you should have it by now.
Okay, then what LI ni ma umpe. Obonyo so.
At the for me chairman. Person me bought tougher because I have to do some interviews.
Sure.
One committee to be set up by the Minister of Trade or to be appointed by Minister of Trade and the work that they will do, I don't see independence in it.
Committee bang. The committee that will give the permit.
The permit. I don't
see the LI said the minister will set up a committee to do that.
Yes, the LI give institutions to represent
institutional representations
to be appointed.
Okay, on the committee.
On the committee, and the work of the committee and me institution important as well as it's not in it.
Okay.
Food and beverage is not on it. Ghana Union of Trade is not on it. TAC is not on it. It is only AGI and Chamber of Commerce.
AGI and Chamber of Commerce.
They are.
And more institutional representations on the committee.
Exactly.
But why do you think they will not be independent?
Now, you have custom. We have Ministry of Finance.
Yes.
We have Ministry of Agri.
Yes.
We have Ministry of Trade.
Yes.
Some of them are director level. Some of them are deputy minister level. If they finish, if I put in application and they went through and they are satisfied with whatever I put, they can only make recommendation.
Yeah. So you have permit,
but the minister has the powers to accept their recommendation or reject it. That's why I think that
they will not be independent.
They will not be independent because you will put in your application. A member of the board will meet in town and say, "After we have done our work, that's where the corruption comes."
Okay.
In the LI, it has not stated anywhere that in the absence of the minister, we are told, say, they will sit once every 3 months. Once every 3 months.
To look at amount for applications.
So, if in the absence, after they will look through, in the absence of the minister, they've not told us who
can approve,
can take action.
Okay.
In the absence of the minister.
Okay.
So the minister can be on international trip. The minister can be indisposed.
Only where nothing happens.
Not even the chief director, not even his deputy can approve it.
Okay.
That is too much powers on him.
Okay.
The other aspect, he says if you are going to apply, they need your SNIC clearance, your company profile, your directors, and their shareholder structures.
Yes.
You must disclose the resource where you are going to get the funding from.
But what's wrong with that?
Hold on. You must bring a tax clearance certificate.
Yes.
That is lifting of the veil of each company.
Yes.
The minister does not have that moral right or legally right. It is all the court of competent jurisdiction that if the company is under subject of investigation,
yes,
be it money laundering, be it whatever corruption, then the court want to dig into to know the real owners of the company. That is where they lift the veil. You are a law student.
No, but the requirements are boss, they are in line with the current Companies Act, no?
So we are doing trade now. Without this LI, we are doing trade now. When do we go to buy goods from international level? They say you must bring your company profile, you must bring the director.
No, but those things are already public information. They are with the Office of the Register of Companies.
If you need it and you write, if you write to the Registrar General,
yes,
it depends when. Even though we have the RTI, right? Right, information bill.
Yes, it's not.
Sometimes sometimes you may end up going to court before you can get it. So there's no way. And look, and we know how horrible this country is in terms of politics. We know how people these are the people who behind this company. Oh no. They will sabotage them.
But the point is, if you don't if you don't even supply it through this process, government can always go to the office of registrar and get those details.
Okay,
so
because even now, in the new Companies Act, you even have to submit your beneficial owners. Yeah. Even beneficial owners, you have to submit their names.
Not to a committee or not to a minister, one minister. It is not where you are going to become a lawyer. Behave like a lawyer who's going to become a lawyer.
No.
Because there's no. It's not a one person.
Asaki.
This issue you're asking.
Hold on. It's a mobile interview. Now you busa questions. You don't personalize it.
There's not.
I asked your brother here even more tighter or difficult questions than what I'm asking you. When I'm sitting here and asking questions, and you're personal.
I'm not
because I'm asking questions that any reasonable man on the street would ask. But the point is, if you say you have a problem, with they asking you to supply your company profile, your names of your directors, your tax clearance, and all of those.
Even sometimes that you should even show that where you are going to buy the goods, that you are actually going to buy the goods.
Yes.
So, is there the intent? What is the intent? What's the motivation?
But I'm saying, what is wrong with that? You've not told me what is wrong with that.
It is wrong because people, the company owner also have their legal right to protect them. Same.
To protect maybe our autonomy fee, and now to protect the tax clearance certificate, and now to protect the name of directors of the company. Protect what?
Why will I put in tax clearance certificate? Am I going for government of Ghana contract to do business too? And anybody who imports, you use your TIN number. So if you want my company plus my TIN number, that's all. Why do you want to see my directors, the names of the directors, the shareholding structure? Obi, this is something that you have to have legal.
Okay, so I know you're there, Obo and Shada and you so.
Absolutely. And nobody.
What again?
Good. The other aspect of it is I think the business community. We have the right or the opportunity, if after first reading, it will refer to the legal what do you call they call them the
subsidiary legislation committee.
I hope the chairman of the committee would invite us.
Yeah, they have between tomorrow because per reporter and then a speaker ama clearance.
That's undemocratic.
Oh.
Yes, because if they let this is a public policy.
Yes.
And the country or the business community has an interest.
Sure.
So when it's late, it will refer to the committee. We expect the committee to also engage interest parties.
No, the challenge is that you are confusing an LI with a bill. This is not a bill. Bill may go through first reading, second reading, and all those stages. This is a legislative instrument.
Okay, so we will
once it is laid on Thursday, then we are only waiting for 21 working days for it to become law.
So they said the minister should engage
the subsidiary legislative committee tomorrow.
Before Thursday.
Yes.
I hope tomorrow we too will go there. Yes, we will stand there to say, okay, we are a friend to
that meeting.
Yes, we are a friend to that LI. And we will go and we already have a petition. 8 things that we have raised that we strongly believe that Parliament committee.
How many things? 8. Who's it 8 things?
I said we have things that we have raised.
Okay.
It is captured in a petition.
Okay.
So we will go there and also present to them before even the Thursday comes.
Okay. But the other opportunity you have also is that you can lobby. No, maybe. You can also lobby 2/3 of MPs.
Yes.
Because when 2/3 of MPs vote against it, it will be off the table. So that's another opportunity for you.
So it's a remember it's a business time, especially the new Patriotic Party government.
Yeah.
I mean parliamentarians.
Yeah.
They are going for primaries and other things. They are scattered. Some are even following the vice president, who's also going around. Thank you, Tor. They are scattered. So that 2/3 thing that the speaker is and can flip through. But if you are able to go and meet the committee
committee
definitely
tomorrow.
the committee will be there.
Sure.
So the committee will probably
Look at your concerns.
I am fully ready to support Zoom Lion. I am fully ready to support anybody who want to grow a poultry in this country. But let's ask ourselves the nitty-gritty things. Obi, you invited Mr. Odum.
Mr. Odum.
Yes, something Odum. Former President Kufuor time, he was one of the deputy ministers.
MP.
He is the success story of the Nigerian rice issue.
Abraham Juma Odum.
He's back.
Full name.
I have the number. He is back in Ghana, and he also came with some investors who wanted to invest.
Yeah.
Right, they are also going around doing research about places to identify, to discover where they can do the rice issue. I would like you to also have him here before even the 21 days expire.
Okay.
So that he can also tell us
I think that's
the
a good
success
suggestion, yeah.
of the story.
The Nigerian
Chuck,
success story.
They
That's
were not throwing their hands into air the way the honorable minister was throwing his hands. At the end of the day, you need the trader community to succeed as a trade minister. Absolutely. Whether you can take it or you can leave it. He needs the trading public to work with.
Asaki, I loved how you started and the problems you found with the LI.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, Mikosu. So, and I'm saying that at least the minister also also have the power to fire any committee member.
Oh, okay. The committee that will be set up. The minister has the power to fire any committee member. Okay.
And so if it's a committee, I learned he was asking your reporter. He was asking that. So if the minority didn't want this way, what is the way forward for the committee? The committee should be independent.
How independent can they be?
The committee should not sit on application, approve, then it has to go to another person.
Another person to also approve.
And the committee, they should take the business committee out.
Okay.
Yes. And appoint military rep.
Yes.
Police rep.
Yes.
Immigration rep.
Okay.
Custom rep.
Okay.
When these people sat on the same and then
statistics.
Ghana Statistical Service.
Good.
Almost rep some
yes. So they should go back and represent the committee's aspect.
Okay. So meaning said they should take out AGI.
Yes.
They should take out the ministry reps.
Yes. A person who is found doing business should not be part of the committee.
Yes.
Because some have an interest.
Yes.
That would be
I think it's a sensible
conflict of interest.
It's a sensible suggestion. It makes
so
sense.
He should read as part of legislature, a subsidiary legislature committee.
Yes.
Yeah.
They should ask for a proper list, and that the minister should not be able to control
them.
So that people go and pointing fingers at that.
They should be the final authority approval.
They sat on you, they agree with you.
It was a rep from the Ghana Armed Forces.
A rep from the Ghana
Armed Forces. A rep from the Ghana Police
Service. The B&I can be part.
Yes.
The B&I can be part.
Okay. A rep from NIB.
Yes.
A rep from Customs. A rep from Ghana Immigration.
And Police. Because at the end of the day, these are the people.
And Ghana Statistical Service.
At the end of the day, these are the people who even monitor our border and will not allow, because if they give you the power to give a quota, you make sure you block any smuggling good that's coming
from coming in. No, I think it makes sense. It makes sense. I mean, it is so far 5-pointer. Uwehuo Eli Nimua and Shadan Koyema.
So the other aspect.
Final one. I mean, the
other aspect. Say,
yes.
Where is the data? As you sit, I am aware.
Okay.
From where I sit.
Okay.
That even the Minister of Finance went somewhere internationally, and they asked our trade data, and we didn't have a data.
He doesn't have it.
Yeah, but the Minister of Finance is not the Minister of Trade.
Yeah, no, but the Minister of Trade, if the data was together, they are sharing. Are they not? You can together. When you remember when GCNet was leaving, there was this issue banter between government of Ghana and GCNet. Bring the data. The data belonged to us. After when ICOM came, ICOM didn't meet any data. So they have to start from scratch. That was how that held to start with at the port. So we are now even, there's a company now that the Minister of Finance has appointed. That was that the one that the letter came and the letter was withdrawn, that it wasn't approved and that's all. But they are going to collect data for trade data. Now we are going to collect our trade data. In the regions, I have spoken to some farmers, rice growers. And they made it clear to me that, look, Asake, we even produce seed, quality seed. The major client to buy this seed and give to farmers all over the country is the Minister of Agric. They didn't buy them. I don't know if yesterday, last night, or as I started hours ago, that they started buying, Minister of Agric started buying the seed from these farmers. You and I don't know. 2024 budget. How much was it said deliberately? You talk of Yemadia. Ananchia ya free Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger. Ananchia nama ya we fresh wahano. It's not Ghanaian Nanchia you.
Ghanaian day.
And Ghanaian
The goats.
Ananchia what mbake okotla.
Nanchi. Cow, you mean cow?
The cows, yes.
Mali,
The cows and the goat. You see, circle area where they sell. You see that tall, long, beautiful goat and sheep. Bisa onokete amon say em free fa. Honestly, they import you. So my people who will bring cows from kettles from Burkina and Niger to sell to us.
Yeah.
They are also going to take permit before they will bring it. Because the president Akufo-Addo in 2016 promised, and I'm sorry it was captured in their manifesto, that Agogo, when they were having this conflict with Agogo, they will do a buffer zone for it to rear animals.
Cattle ranch, the ranches, no.
Have you done it? If you want to increase our meats, you have given the farmer, even the mining communities, to even stop at Galamsey. Every youth, you give them one male goat, one male female goat, one male goat, one male cow, one female cow. Then
Exactly.
Then this is an effort. Yeah. Then you can tell the millions of cattle you have distributed all over the country.
So that we stop
stop
spending $164 million in importing Yamadia.
So you haven't done anything.
Nothing.
My friend Zoom Lion, I know for sure, his team is not going around district by district, region by region to look for land, to talk to families. Either they will buy it or they will lease it to them.
Okay.
They will do documentations. And more bank grampo, you have fun to for. That was how my friend Dr. Lord Kobe Mensah or who, Legon, yesterday I was on one of the, I think many issues also, and he was phoned. He said, to him, he shouldn't rush to put the LI. The structures must be put in place. We said a monochrome at the banner. It is stored in proper silos, not one district, one warehouse. In some of the warehouses, it's not even the standard warehouses to store. And more for some years or for some months to be able to feed us. These are genuine things that I want to do advocate. Because look, since you know me, I either wear fugu or I wear
African print.
I promote export and import.
Yeah.
So we are not Yantam minister no. And minister no, if you're also dealing with stakeholders, you have a very large constituent. Ejiblo.
Ajebreo.
Onyabotre. Only the trade. He should be ready to listen. He shouldn't be throwing his hand in despair. At the end of the day, you even need 2/3 to pass this your ally. If tomorrow the ally
it is 2/3 to kick it out of parliament, not to pass it.
Okay, to kick it out of parliament.
Yeah, 2/3 to kick it out.
Okay, so even if we have 275 MPs in parliament, is that not it? If tomorrow said they'll go to parliament and we have 50 MPs, so they can pass it because the one sitting at the sitting or a number to pass?
2/3 of members of parliament.
So what number do you need to pass the LI?
No, the LI is once it is laid, automatically after 21 days it becomes law.
It becomes a law.
Law, yes.
Exactly. And let's
I told Ghana for
Yes.
I can say with this LI now, if not those that have raised, if they are unattended to,
Yes.
the minister has already caused artificial shortage of goods. Our people will lock up their cargo and wait till to see how the new LI who become a law will take effect. And when there's crisis,
then pressure
they will
will come.
release the goods.
And
that become price hack. He said he intends to control. He has forgotten that we are in a liberal economy. You cannot control the market.
Asaki awingo bit any atenka nana poku Asaki abobo nneoma be enuma onu fi se enhye dan koye with this LIA or parliament no say ochena the meeting with the subsidiary legislations committee in tenase no mo kase okay sa nneoma num we you're taking it on board, we want to deal with it in the LI. Not just more how to work, right? then you have no problem.
Obi mame now I say na me chia adwadify ten. Na me mo Asaki ne me nua aba so.
Yes.
Na yam say ye nyina ye charging ansa na ye ba.
Sure.
It's exactly the same thing. Yam say mekana wabobo so.
Okay.
Eti before then I meba na me the petition come minister.
What the petitioner come Minister
Yes.
of Trade.
Of Minister of Trade about
Okay.
the configuration
Asaki has already at Nahama.
about the formation of the committee.
Okay.
It is said the Asaki kind
That must be issue with the formation of the
yes,
committee.
yes. Now, my main moi Uncle Kwame Nadankan.
Okay.
Yeah, what I call studio Tonyo. And then there's some to be my byway.
Sir.
What in you say? Nipa nyare or kwako. Nipa nyare or kwako. Ebina abyway, you know.
Omunyare.
They are not sick,
Bomu kwaku.
but they are going to kill themselves
Hey,
with this ally.
Now when figures are maybe boy
Obi.
10.8 billion.
Obi, tell me.
Import 20
Tell me.
items pay.
Where? Opani. Uja say Ghana be niema.
That
Do you dislike it?
No.
No, never. We've made
Sabe
that clear.
pepe any nyina feel because I was say yetimi dua yemu. I was say yetimi ye bibia. E wo kroma. What I say?
Yes.
Eni se free baby ba. Ni say akwala osua nantie no. Ordene tata. Ache successive governments ayen hwe han amade no a grow to the level so uka say ugyina mfimfini na wetwa no ase a ebekwa akoye nipa anyare nso okwaku timing no enye saban panimfo otie a omuntie ni yie
Na timing maybe on ye.
meba se no munim se enhyehyɛ papa sei e wo hɔ de a ekomu ba ban mu na
Na komo de aba.
ɛna na ɔsɛ nkomu de ba ebra wo nyare na wo kwakwo ei obi se ahunyehi atisi kro we mu a ebe kwatia binum keke
Na ahoyehia no be se den atiasi kuro yi mu.
asaki kan no wante
Sasan.
oh ella no yam pass and come to effect Oma wo musika no omu ni plane fo pa ombe jani e manekra na se wanya aduane no amma Ghana fo a o se ya she Ghana fo tachu ya pensiase de what you say
Na de no be join your money crab because it is not a ban on import. A restriction.
I don't think I mean crab because she ekwaya asaki fa elaborate ade what for AGI minu nyina nim yes our long standing friends opposing
To import.
yes traders one who want me and produce one so produce on to me in essence to export what I say na what for the nakwatra committee so representation na asaki mentioned
Yes.
it's exactly how it's supposed to be and the minister hold no power to fire anybody on the panel.
Okay.
The panel should approve.
It shouldn't go to the
It
minister.
shouldn't
again.
go to the minister.
And I asked you, say, if they do that for you, munya issue be with the LI na.
And apart from that, you know, the preparation. What I say, a form nye. Obi. Your father say, bear within the next 3 months.
Yes.
Yankra, minua, we, omo ekra frozen foods, you mean a bejai. Obi aseme be si kromu ano.
But so that is not what the LI seeks to do. It is not a ban, a restriction.
Ekwaya omo faso no. Adenti na be ubehwe misika me de kofa niam. We live in liberal life. What ma say? To me be na wa o de behwe mi misika ekura mi am de kofa niam.
But what's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that say? Obi mi soli besina e betra kwa no. E sha ase ehwehwe woniamam aduane awudie kwan afaso ye oniama obi anya ode. Ye Ghana fo ye bibifo ye wo amamre ne amane e boy ho ban. What I say? Hwe ade no utwa sa no.
That's a mom pet transparency. Mo ye nneɛma bi a mo mpɛ sɛ obi
Obi hwem sikam sɛ. Obi sɛ si amame hwe obotom. Ye won bia mayi. What is it? Hwɛ. Ade na oyɛ no. Yen tia no. But omu tuma mpa America. Ebi ni 11 yo. Ejeje ya na twa
Santan.
Ena eguye. What I say? Ehwa apena Ghana for afa kwati kwan. Se aban wo ya hwe yie. Me de memo mo direct warning. So o man hwe yie, o mo nyare nzo omuku.
Omuku akowu.
I'm telling you.
Completely.
O mo nyare. They are fine gentlemen. That ufi say Alan or na say ade we ni o. Now I'm telling you on authority today.
Now, so almost started the list to be by.
Neighbor,
Yeah.
Papa no was sensible, brutal. Also, shall say free spare parts. Yeah, or can one say second hand spare parts. The knees are back.
Yeah.
There was some mono back. Oh, you have to massage. Oh, what did you Ghana for some moment to you? I've now the patapa.
Basa Sasso no, and also M1 mine.
Was it? Yeah,
M1
Obi. Young car say you rule. Zoom lion muye osu odue on farm mo ba ko pepra says
Na say nye Zoom lion ntia asem.
Meba mo amufia
Because enye mo nko na one list na 22 enye mo nko
tie Obi tie mo amufia
Yes.
ya wo journalist for no bi atimi akodom mo
Sure.
na mo pe marketers
Sure.
me ankasa me ni me group ni nyina ya jejirim say ye ba boa
Amomanya marketers.
emo no ama no what I say before then Nigeria succeed here no tonage no mo salus mu no na ebetimi aso omo for the next 4 years. Ghana mo be no salus mu ebetimi aso for the next 6 months.
Say no ntina unlike Nigeria had yen yenka say ye banning import of rice completely.
They've opened
A restriction. In the Abanka say Ghana e buy more ye 30%. In the Yama will be import 100%. You be 30% no. Now you import 70. But what is wrong with that?
Obi.
Yes.
Obi open avenue of corruption. Obi me so when you be hunu.
Corruption no.
Yes. It
is because of the committee, and you say the committee should change. If the committee changes, where is the corruption again?
Will liberalize economy.
Okay.
What I say? And now a bio traders in the country.
Yes.
And ya oman kasapem. And a one yani sika and also
Odija.
Untiminshano. Say a basa, we are infringing some part of the constitution governing the country. And I must have what?
Let me just add something. When you take Pacho,
you
can.
You talked about the rice.
Yes.
About the issue of you have to store the rice
in silos.
In silos. It's not only rice that you have to store.
Even maize.
Wait, our old ladies in the village, they know this science. Maize, millet, rice cannot be produced direct from the farm to the port. That's how come when you go to Medina market or whichever market, fresh maize is cheaper than old maize. When you take new maize to prepare kenke, when you take new maize to prepare whatever, if you take fresh rice, that's how they keep on saying that Ghana rice is not nice, Ghana rice is not nice, because the rice is fresh. There is something that we call curing. And who here said the rice must be stored minimum 1 year. So if Zoom Lion wants to even produce rice to feed the whole of Ghana, she should have produced that rice 2020 and not 2021. Then they store it for it to cure, and it should have been milled. It should have been milled and stored. And now, before it can go to the market, that's the only way it can compete. But you can't produce. Zoom Lion cannot produce rice in March. Now, only the rice no more consumers to eat.
But the other thing, because Mr. Winnie, question we're coming
okay. Ukraine.
Yes.
Almost salus. Russia for bomb. It is a crew. The only people are more maize, and it is a crow. A whole city. What I say? Me they're harming.
No, banana poku. Are you saying,
Meba.
say, or mining yes, anyoma we nyina
Oh, okay.
we cannot implement policies.
Sika abba on mine we.
Yes.
See, they build this city of silos now.
Okay,
yeah. Oh, and this one unu ni ho. Nanso and this one unu na ba. You see a nyabutre, yan jojo, yan chot to adwen. Oh, we are ready to support it. But someone yaripana go. By way on city up.
Okay, Nana, in the afternoon, I must have a question. For example, share data now. Rice import into the country annually, it costs $800 million. $800 million annually. What we've been told, and it's a win, any outright ban on, say, rice, for example, import restrictions. Into a buying, okay, sa $800 million a year, no. My plan is a meter so ama ababe $500 million and as a $400 million. So me working numbers na rice ayewo wo man yimu nyina constitute be 40%. Inti person to sa LI we ababe mra no afi mema permit ama man for import just 60% ene de abo man yimu na 40% na ye wa ha no what is wrong with that?
Listen, the 40% they are already producing. Where is it going to? Is it getting rotten? Or they are burning it? Who's consuming it? Automatically the market is absorbing it. So,
sure.
So that's why the people who are bringing the imports, they are importing already 60%. So the forces of the invisible hand of the market has already worked it out. The rice is already, why are they keeping it? How come we are not finding it? I told you earlier on that 2001, 2002, 2000 were relaunched. You sell 3 months, 4 months, the product gets out of the market. You have to wait until they produce it and then you relaunch again. So it's not as if people are crying that no rice, we don't market. So
but you heard from the local manufacturer that the rice is not being
listen, which local manufacturer? Who are the local manufacturers?
You've not heard from them?
Which local manufacturers?
Because cheaper ones are on the market.
When you come, do you call 750 cedis bag of imported rice cheap? When there are workers in this country that earn 600, 700 Ghana cedis? When there are workers in this country that earn 1,000 cedis? If I take a scan of the people in this studio, journalists, how much do they earn? Ranging from 2,000, 3,000 cedis. So assuming somebody earns 3,000 Ghana cedis in this multimedia this thing, you take a 750 cedis and go and buy a bag of rice, and it's not a worry to your government. You are left with 2,250 cedis. Then you take 1,000 Ghana cedis and go and buy 10 kilos of local chicken. You are left with 1,250. You haven't paid rent yet. You have not yet bought oil. You haven't paid your light. You have not paid water. You have not given anything to your wife. Not to even talk about school fees and all that. That must be a worry. And so our concern, as we're speaking, is not about businesses. I speak for the common man, the person they call the grassroots person. How can that grassroots person afford how can my driver afford 1,000 Ghana cedis of 10 kilo chicken? My driver has 3 children. How can he afford 1,000 cedis to go and buy 10 kilos of chicken, which will not take him throughout the month? The government responsibility, aside creating policy, is to ensure that the citizens' interest is protected, the welfare of the citizens are protected. And that's exactly what we should be looking at. And that's what we are driving at, that clearly when you do the foundations right, then things will all fall in place and your citizens' interests will be well protected. It's not about producing. Common economics or O-level commerce I did tells me that production is not complete until it reaches the final consumer. So if you produce and then it doesn't get to the final consumer, or again we get back to the definition of food security, it must not only be food that is available, but the food must also be readily accessible to the consumer. So if the consumer cannot buy, then what is your food security?
I think the point is well made. We have to wrap up. Yes.
Say, Minister Enyabotre.
Yes.
Emie transi. Na ye nyina ye jojo. Kwan ya ye faso they apply. Na me as an importer no metimi akra mo.
Yes.
Ye hwemu yie ni ye hihye ni yie a. Emmo mi hu say meko akope permit.
Yes. Now they are
percentage na.
Almost in Kramra no.
Yes, meko akokramu bi na mediaba. But as na minister na ye no emwa emma individuals are omo be free omo pepem so omo be boa o man omo boa. But let me sound this warning. Say aban we antimi amfa saa eli we ani dwuma na ekombi atisi krom ha dia ene na waboa smuggling if he say emo no wotwene mu tan ebeba krom na nkrofo so benye ska frim if he say otimi ya brebre no okofa bi ba de ope ene obeton
ebo ope no de beton.
Yes, eti mesre yewura keti hamo we nim difu bebrebe ibatia na patapa no doso onya abotre na ye nyina ye ntrase ubisa obi adwen na de ma me pen asem so no o ka asem che na otipa because odi na tem ene ya odi na tem so bedu so no eti no obi otisa no eye easy to sit down with him and talk and catch mo pre me who dey nti o mo pre
ba me de ene say li ni go through.
Yes, she say ni here.
Are you saying say because I pass li ni nti no ontimi nim afi mo metena se ni
na
nkoma
bi na li ni ya pass awie e bia na bibi o mo o se esesa no unzo otumika de kwa me ya pass ade nti no o pre onya abotre abampanimfo otiemi a mesra mo ne nkasa mo ai mo nyale mo kwawu
na nioma ewo mu a osi ebia na obi mpe in this case momo mpe no
and I say me misika me the company
tobo
70
what can the composition of the committee
yes
say mompe mo suggesting nkofo e wo say wo committee to be number 1
yes
number 2 the transparency mechanisms on person mo de ever
thank you and on timi so nya that powers no what I say to approve.
Yes. The committee should approve. Good. In the end, what can no? And after the next one, transparency.
Interest party, bia interest organization, bia.
Committee no.
On the committee.
Oh, send your maka.
Yes.
Mabo 5.
Yes.
Where I say was more committee. So the next thing the transparency mechanisms. I must say only so be sad. Say for business profile, brand is why say sad and mumpe.
I don't know obi person who sketching buto.
That be business proof or company profile.
No, and no dear, you betimi ahwe. Near CAC. What am I say? So you know me directors of
your company.
Of company and share that news.
Okay.
But who be bisa me personal acquire me first nya misika. I don't know we bisa.
But why should the state not be interested in acquiring first?
And state to this go mu ria this go mu dia me bisa.
I say no more court no. Omo e be wies kan e mra ni omo di bia.
Wait Sam. You go be obi pass wete sa.
That's what court.
Oh, no be you ani. Na me do crash card and is a audio. Me na crash scanner. Maso me no do batch maso. I'm a scanner sir. I said okay. Obi, asema here can say. Some people from penning for aban penning for tie. Ya po omo chew. Omo tumrika enko parliament. Omo friend Yewura Tahiru. Na omo ne nkasa. On take a break. Na ye nyina ye ntrase ne ye hwe ye betimi aye we are ready what I say by so onim no otuma mpamirika ai kofo bi benya ska I'm telling you because
sa omuntie tia brebre ne ye ntrase nkasa eno na ya since 1961 na yentimi nya
dabi we no ekwa of us wa anya ade because mo reporter ya oni ni kodin komoi obisa ni say were you able to consult the stakeholders? Oh, no, they are not. Or Casabio. No, they are no. No, confirm document to be. No, they are. Oh, at the end of the day, Amwa. Obudozuni way to do. Look, Yen Yina Ghana for. Yen trust. Now, at the end of the day, Yen, you know, Ella, you know, say, every cry, not 21 days in a while. You're banned of 12 days. And then mature near you never find judgment. What say, na papa iti ne one say, me tell me once also 2 once ya 21 days in the ground and also.
Yeah, but I think Ochanano says subsidiary legislation committee net nasia. I mean, the composition of the committee can be looked at. Say the approval process, no?
Yeah.
Say minister no any home frame, no?
Yeah.
That can be looked at.
Yeah.
Transparency mechanisms now most issues, no?
Yeah.
I don't know how it would go.
Yeah.
But say omu yes in this LI. Now
We are ready to support.
And the mobile support.
Yeah, we are ready to support. We are now. So
Mr.
we don't-
Awuni, are you ready to
But we
support
don't
if
have
those
a
things
choice.
are done?
No, I am not ready to support, to be honest with you. Because
Okay.
I don't think that there is no way that this thing's not going to breed corruption and monopoly.
What, Mr.
Even when
No,
the committee
there's
is
no
looking
way.
at.
Mr.
As long as politicians have come out with this, it's not, listen, they made us a promise.
Mr. Awuni, wait. So far as they hold power
Yes.
and they think they can manipulate everybody, let's assume they come and we sit down and some of your concerns are taken. Mine is taken. We have no choice than to give them the go ahead. And at the end of the day, let it play and see. If some of
Fine.
That's
what I
it.
said, that they can even go ahead
That's
and
it.
do an outright ban if they
That's
think
it.
that's sufficient.
No,
Let
an
me just-
outright ban will lead to
Let them
chaos.
do. No, why would you need chaos?
Outright
We are
ban?
sufficient.
No.
We have the power. Let me add something to you. They talk about tin. Let me just pick one of you.
Tin
because of
tomatoes,
time.
1 billion.
They talk about tin tomatoes.
Yes.
The tin tomatoes you are talking about 1 billion. No, it is not tin tomatoes, small ones that the already packaged one alone that we are talking about. The tin tomatoes manufacturing companies here, they should tell us where they get their source of supply from. Do they buy from
and
the
even the
farmers?
composition, people are eating
Poison. Do they buy
Poison.
the tomatoes from the farmers to go and prepare tomato puree? No.
You know it's made
They buy
from-
they buy the concentrate. They buy tomato concentrate right down from China or wherever they get it
It's from China.
and bring it down and then break it and then now melt it and
Yes.
then and then now package
Yes.
it and sell. So can you call that as locally produced? How is the farmer in this case benefiting? The fruit juices, do they go to pineapple farmers or do they go to mango farmers or orange farmers and then buy? No, they bring concentrate. So when AGI say, oh, they protect us, it is selfish means.
They are
Because
also
it is
importers in
business.
disguise.
They are. So if
They
they
are
say it's not
importers.
import, so the question is, will they go and take permit to import tomato concentrate or not? Because you already have the factory here. So are you going to take permit to go and import tomato concentrate? Will you take permit to import fruit juice concentrate? Will you take permit to import whatever concentrate you use? Because if the tomato production here, they were buying from our farmers, we will not be having tomato farmers putting their crates by the roadside and crying that pro, because they will not even be able to meet the demand for the factory.
So AGI crown
But
importers
so
in
clearly,
disguise.
they are-
we
we know that's the system.
Concentrate now, omu produce.
Yeah.
Raw material, if you chroma, and echo, and they can't even meet the demand
Exactly.
of the people who are buying it. What are
So
we doing to
the
ourselves?
foundations have not been laid well, and that is for me my problem. That you don't jump to a certain distance.
Okay.
It's like you are putting the cart before the horse, and that's
Yeah,
my
we can-
concern. That
No, but I think the
professionally we
thing
haven't done.
on tin tomatoes is quite
You
insightful.
want to know more?
Tobo. I will be interviewing the minority leader and then subsequently the Minister of Trade. And all of these concerns and suggestions will be put to them. Now, if you share it to me, Eddie Hunkomo. Madam Wase, Asaki Aringo bid Medasi, Nana Poku Medasi, Mr. Awuni, thank you so much. I've enjoyed all your input.
Thank you very much.
I'll get back to you when need be. But I'll be interviewing the Minister of Trade either tomorrow
I
on
think that
Thursday.
we need to give you
And
more
yeah.
ask.
And then I'll talk to Mr. Udum as well, and then I'll interview the minority leader, and then we can things will
But
crystallize.
I heard,
Now,
I heard, Obi, I heard that the minister said that he's disappointed with the minority, and that they had met and they had agreed in principle that they will support him, and he's disappointed. So, and I said that there are more things to
be disappointed about.
To be disappointed about, and of course, already business committee have said that by now they have gone to see them, the members of parliament, and that they will pass
Asaki,
it.
it's
We
okay.
only hope that.
It's
We
okay.
only hope that the way the minority start.
Ekosi saying in the high asempa 94.7 FM. Yeah, the broiler thing, eh? The broiler thing. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it. Yeah,
President
yeah.
of TAG.
Mate, hey,